Hi there, it's Louise with you of Timeless Craft Mama, and today I'm sharing a scrapbook layout process video created for the July challenge at Off the Rails Scrapbooking. Now this month's mood board is a lovely winter themed inspiration, and what we want to do is bring the cold to your page. So for this page, what I've done is gone through my stash and I've sort of tried to keep it as white as possible with the pop of blue like what's in the mood board. So I'm starting with a white foil background, and I've also chosen a photo that has a real winter element to it. So it's Master C and he's wearing his hoodie. It's a picture taken at the park in winter, and by keeping it in black and white, I've managed to help fit in with the mood board and the layout that I'm trying to create. So essentially at this point in time, I'm just having a little play around, nothing too technical. Basically, I've just dug through my stash, my little collection of odds and ends. I've picked out a few things to see what I actually want to put on the page, and I'm playing around just creating two areas, so one around the photo and one around sort of embellishing. Now that that's done, I want to actually create a little bit of resist with this foiled paper, and I find that this is a really great way to actually add colour into the background but still have pattern and texture is with this foiled paper. So I'm using the Colour Blast shimmer spray in deep water, and what I've done is just sprayed that straight on the page and then allowed it to drip down, adding a little bit of water as I go just to try and help that sort of run down the page. And you can see with the cluster that I've got going on here, a lot of it gets covered up, but when I'm creating, that doesn't really bother me. It's about having just a small amount of colour poking through. Now off camera, I've gone ahead and stitched around the outside of the layout, and I just showed you how I like to finish off my pages by adding some washi tape and then trimming. So by adding the washi tape to the back of the layout, I actually sort of seal that stitching and can go ahead and trim the front, so the part where you actually see doesn't come loose. Now, I didn't particularly have a title in mind, but I recently picked up these Celebrate wood title pieces, and I found that I was getting what I had on the page wasn't working for me, so I decided to use one of those wood cutouts and actually change the titling of the page. Now, you'll also notice I added a little bit of stamping there too. I've propped a couple of elements up on some foam and some cardboard just to help add interest to the page. And really, this is a nice simple layout, but still quite fun because it's got that very neutral palette, but the pop of colour as well. And I love the saying here, making memories and having fun. You know, it's just an ordinary day at the park, but it's one of the things we love to do. Now, what I'm doing is adding some torn washi tape as well, and I do write my journaling over the top. It does get a little bit lost in the layout, but it's still there, it's still journaled, and it's still done. So I think it's probably not a technique that I would use again, or if I did, I'd use a much plainer washi tape, but it does sort of get a little bit lost in this page. Now, one of the things that I always really enjoy is the start of the month, seeing all the new challenges that come out. So it's really fun to sort of come up with something to put on a page and to be able to create something for a challenge. So I really hope that you enjoy the mood boards that we make for you at Off the Rails, because I do love to see your challenge pages, and I hope that coming along to YouTube today has inspired you to play along. So I really thank you for visiting. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, and of course pop on over to Off the Rails Scrapbooking.